Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Day 5, I believe it's day 5 of working on this little project back here down inside the basement, the Tiki Bar project, TBP. Tiki Bar, I like that. Well, anyway, today we are going to run to Wilcon. We're going to pick up the remaining material that we need. I think it won't be much more that we'll need, but the remaining building material that we need to finish the granite on the inside. And we'll talk a little bit about that and when we open up today's episode. Anyway, let's go ahead and get today started. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now, this morning, what we're going to do is we're going to go down to Wilcon and see if they still have this style of slab for our next granite slab that goes down at this level right here. Now, I got to thinking about it. Remember, I don't know, who remembers the size of the next size down from the slab? Remember this was 240 centimeters? Do you remember when we went to Wilcon the other day and we showed granite, but we said it was too small to fit on the top up here? Do you remember what size that was? Well, I'm going to tell you. The size was 220. It was 220 centimeters by 60. This is 240 centimeters by 60. And I was thinking, it kind of slipped my mind because I thought I was going to have to use 240 for both sections. But remember, this section sticks way out here. This section here doesn't stick out as far as that way, which means basically it doesn't stick out as far as this way, which means it has less amount of space on the inside right here. Are you confused? I hope not. So let me kind of show you. I'll get my old handy dandy tape measure here. And what we're going to do, remember, it's going to sit basically back in this corner back here, but it doesn't matter for the measurement because it's the same measurement back there, back here. So we are going to come across here. We need at least, let's see, about 216, between 200, maybe 215, about 216 centimeters right here. So 216, remember the top up there we needed 240, but since we're using less space on the inside, we'll do about 216. Remember the other slab is 220, so we can use the less expensive. We can save 1,000 pesos per slab for this inside section here. And we can do it right. We can make them both the same exact style, the same material as we have up here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to see if those two that we saw 2 days ago, 3 days ago on Sunday, we're going to see if they still have it in stock. We're going to get those. Also, something I want to mention. Remember we bought all this coco lumber the other day. So we're going to use some of this coco lumber. We're going to build, this morning before we go down there, we're going to build a rack to carry out the slabs. We're going to pick up 2 slabs like this, a little bit shorter than this right here, and we're going to fit it on our custom built rack that we're going to put inside the back of the truck. Now we can't carry 240. 240 would extend a little too far over the back of the tailgate on the back of the truck. 220 is acceptable. We'll put a little flag on the end of it, and the support will be on basically the 2x structure of the coco lumber, and then we'll put it on the back of the truck, and we'll hand carry it, and we'll save 500 pesos for a delivery charge. So let's go ahead and build a custom rack for the back of the truck. Head on down to Wilcon. Hopefully they still have those 2 pieces of granite slab in stock. Nobody's picked those up since we went there on Sunday. And then we'll transport it home. Then we can start today possibly on cutting the granite for this next section down here. Okay, now we got both of our supports set up. We'll just lay them down in the back of the truck. We'll see how it fits back there, but we already know since the base fit perfectly, these will be fine. So we'll just slide our granite in between each one of these. We can carry, on this one we can carry 2 at a time. I wouldn't carry more than 2 anyway, because you can make as many slices inside here as you want. You can make this 2 or 3 or 4. We'll stick with 2 for right now, because that's about as much as I want to put in the back of the Hilux. Let's go ahead and set this in the back, take a look at it, and a quick, maybe less than 30 minutes project right here, and we can bring our product home today instead of waiting on a delivery at a later time. So let's go ahead and see how it looks in the back of the truck. So I think that'll work just fine. So we'll lay those down. We'll bring 3 tie straps with us when we go there, and we'll collect the granite, load it into the back, and bring it back here to Villa Feliz, so we have immediate access to our building materials. All right, well, it's time for us now to head on down to Wilcon. We're going to go ahead and pick up the granite. Hopefully it's still in stock. Something I wanted to mention at the beginning of today's episode before we go down there, because I mentioned that yesterday we were supposed to be visited by Samsung tech representative to fix our TV upstairs. Yeah. And it was like late in the day. It was like they were supposed to be there before 6.
It's night.
And it was late. It was nighttime. Well, it was really nighttime. It was around 6:15 or 6:30. Well, we got messages from them. They said that they're on the way. I guess they were really busy yesterday. But I got to tell you, I have to redeem Samsung because they came with 2 technicians, 2 great technicians. They had their names were Cheeto and Angel, and they came here with a positive attitude, with all the parts that we needed to fix. And what it was, the screen, the actual screen, the entire screen was, they said, they looked inside, they did some kind of, they took the phone, they shined the light in, and they could see it was some kind of tiny crack inside there. We really only have about 10 hours on that TV, so I don't really know where it happened. Maybe it was just a manufacturer's defect inside there. But they came in, they knew what part based upon what we described, what we thought was the symptoms, the screen going out, and then all the things that we told them. But they brought the exact part that was needed, and what I'll do is during this explanation, I'll kind of show you some pictures, some videos that we took, a short piece. And it's amazing what TVs are today. TVs are only like 3 components. There's a power supply, there's like a logic board inside, and a couple of speakers inside. Then you have the screen itself, and plastic, really. But there's really only a few major components. Delicate. And inside, it's all hollow inside. You think there's a lot of stuff in there, but it's nothing. No. And you'll see from the video that I took yesterday of the repair. So anyway, I want to thank Samsung. I trust Samsung products. We have lots of Samsung products, both here and in the U.S. And this was the first time that we had to exercise a warranty repair, and I got to tell you, they were first rate. And that's why a lot of times people are brand loyal. They have brand loyalty, I'll say, is because when you get when you get service like this, like they did, came out with a smile on their face. They were clean. They were professional. Clean about what I mean is clean, doing clean work around the job site upstairs. Very professional. So anyway, I want to thank Samsung. I want to thank the kind people that I did the Samsung customer support with on the chats. They were always very professional in their responses back to me, and especially to Cheeto and to Angel for the repair folks that came out here. So thank you very much. Anyway, that's taken care of. Let's go ahead and go to Wilcon and try and knock this stuff out as quick as possible. But first, lunchtime. We're sitting here waiting. We're waiting on our food to come. Did you order Lomi? I ordered Lomi. Did you order Lomi? What did you order? No? What did you order?
I ordered special Lomi for us.
Oh, yeah. So we ordered Lomi special. Two? You ordered two? Two Lomi special?
Of course.
Two Lomi special. But while we're sitting here, we're sharing a table with somebody. And every time we meet somebody who has like a service offer, we like to share that as well. Anyway, this is Willie.
Yeah. Hi. How are you?
And Willie has you have the contact information. Anyway, if you're looking for some like a van, people are always asking us for transportation information. I'm gonna post this little number information right here. Hopefully you can see it. If you have any questions, we can put it in the description block for today. Anyway, Willie at this phone number right here. If you happen to be in the Lipa area and you need a transportation van, Willie is a transportation van kind of guy. He can do transport, like from the airport to different places around this area right here. Anyway, Willie, where is your area? Where will you drive people to?
Anywhere here in the Philippines, I can drive it. In Ilocos or anywhere. I'm familiar with the route here. Anywhere. Airport, whatever, familiar. Okay.
Anyway, again, here is Willie's phone number. If you are in the need of a service to get you or a big bunch of family members, which everybody seems to be doing that around here, here's his contact information. So we'll still run. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Willie.
Thank you.
Ness does it all wrong. I'm going to show you the right way to mix up your mixture for your Lomi. Hold on, here. Can you hold this? Hold this. In my mind, because she says I'm anal, there is a sequence of events when you're mixing up your mixture for your Lomi. She just kind of throws some onions in there first, and I don't know. This is the way I do it. First you get your calamansi. And you get all your calamansi juice inside there. You can do one, you can do two. I do two. Okay? And because I don't like the seeds, so what I do is I get the seeds out, I take the seeds out. Now I don't know if this is anal or not, but this is the way I do things. Then the next thing I do is I put some onions inside there. Okay, I put some onions in there. Let's put a little more onions inside there. Then, next thing I do is I put the soy sauce. I get the soy sauce from Willie over here. Hey. All right, then I put some soy sauce in there until it's almost full like that.
And then this one.
Then the very last thing I put is this hot chili. But what I do is I kind of take out some of the pepper seeds. I move them to the side.
I like those.
Move those over to the side.
Okay.
These over here. And I put my peppers inside here. And the peppers I just kind of crunch up inside there to give it a little bit of heat. Now Ness probably puts about twice or three times the amount of peppers inside hers. My palate can't handle all the heat. And that is how you do your mixture. Masarap. Well, we ended up spending a lot more time at Liam's Lomi house than we expected because we had a really nice, very long conversation with the person we were sharing the table with, which was Willie that we showed earlier. Anyway, that has to be a case in point. What I always try to do is I always try to share something, the difference in cultures between maybe North America, Europe, and the Philippines. I try to do something. And today is a great opportunity to talk about what we did here that is kind of different from our culture back in the United States. Now, if you go to a restaurant in the U.S., right? If you go to a restaurant and if there's a table that would normally hold like 4 or 6 people and there's one person sitting in there, most people will not go and join up and sit at their table or ask the individual that's sitting there, do you mind if we sit on the other side of the table or join you here? It's just not a thing that we do in the U.S. But it's customary in the Philippines, and it's almost a necessity because of space over here. But when you see a table and a restaurant is full and there's a table, and even if there's only 2 seats left and there's only it's like 3 chairs inside there at a table, you ask the people, is it okay if we join you? Now, the great thing about that is you meet some really neat people like we just met Willie here. It is awesome. It's an opportunity for you to expand your horizon and meet somebody and share some interesting conversation and maybe find out something that you didn't know. Like he is a van driver to do services to drive people around here.
But there's foreigners too come to the Philippines.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, and it's so
a lot of experiences with them.
Yeah. And it is so interesting to be able to talk with somebody, and it's so easy in the Philippines because everybody is so open here. The culture is so easy to be able to talk with people. Friendly faces, friendly conversation, and it's just a real great experience. So anyway, maybe something that we could learn back in the U.S., huh? Anyway, so we're going to head now. We're running so late. We need to run and go pick up that granite over at Wilcon. This place look familiar to you? I still haven't pulled out the receipt from the last time we were here. They got this promo going right now that you can. It's like, what is it? Like a lottery kind of a thing. You get so
Raffle.
many a raffle. Oh, it's like a raffle for every how many 5,000 pesos? Every 5,000 pesos.
500.
500. So, there's a 5 and there's zeros. I don't know which one is which, but you get like 1 vote for a raffle or 1 raffle ticket. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, we're gonna go inside here and see if they still have that granite. So it looks like we're in luck. They have 4 of the pieces. We only need 2, but they have 4 in stock. Now this is something I want to show you. Especially when you're cutting the ends, whether it be at a 45 or at a 90 degree, the difference in the thickness might not be obvious. I can see it's obvious to me. There's about 2 millimeters of difference in thickness between one slab here and the next one. Let me show you. Now just looking at this one is thicker than this one right over here. So what you would want to do if you're going to be matching a couple of pieces up, you want to try to do your best. Hopefully they come off the same manufacturing line, and you want to match up 2 of them. Maybe this one and this one are the same, and maybe this one and this one are the same thicknesses. What you want to do is you want to basically get a tape measure, and you also want to look for any defects inside the granite itself. So I remember there was a couple other things that I needed to pick up while I was here that had to do, and one of the main things has to do with safety. You should always have some type of a breaker. Now everything goes through a breaker into the main circuit breaker panel assembly, but what you can do to add another layer of protection is if you have lower amperage stuff that could possibly short out and trip, you could use a lower amperage breaker in the system which is the mini bar area, for things like the popcorn maker, a coffee maker, or something like that. So what we're doing is we're going to put one of these. It's called a mini circuit breaker. So we're going to do a mini circuit breaker that we're going to use just for the bar itself. And this is a 20 amp. They didn't have 15 amp, but I think when you add up all your appliances, if you hook them up together, they should be just a little bit below your maximum amount of rated that you use for your breaker. Now, we also need to be able to get electricity to the mini bar. So the way we're going to get electricity to the mini bar, or to the Tiki Bar, is we're going to get some extension cable, a very short bit of extension cable, which you're cutting right now. It's a 3 conductor because remember we included ground earth ground on all of our service outlets in Villa Feliz. So we don't want to step on that cable, be in the way all the time, and I'm not going to cut through the tile. So we're buying this little strip. I'm sure you've seen these in commercial buildings, stores. And what you do is you slide your wire inside here. You can step on this and you won't damage the electrical wire that's underneath, and it doesn't present a tripping hazard. So we'll use that. And I also picked up another couple of things. A couple of the subscribers said, why don't you add USB? So we're going to add like 4 USB ports as a convenience for if anybody's sitting at the bar and they want to charge your cell phone, or I want to charge my cell phone, or an iPad or something like that. So we'll pick those up today too.
Layo mo rin. Layo mo rin. Want to? More rin? Nagapit at? Oh, no. Okay. 1, 2. Oh, no. Stop. Never let you go.
Can you believe Christmas music? Well, it is the bear months here. Christmas comes early to the Philippines. Anyway, the rack is going to work perfect. We'll be able to get this home safe and sound, no problems. And it's actually not even extending out far enough that we really have to put a flag on the back. All right, back here, safe and sound, with the Granite safe and sound back here at Villa Feliz. That little rack that I made this morning worked perfectly, and the guys were shocked at Vulcan, the people. They thought, oh, this guy's crazy trying to load the stuff up in the back of this little pickup. They were bringing all this cardboard out, and I've seen how we've loaded it that way before, but it's not nearly as safe as those racks that I built this morning. So those will come in handy. We'll put that away. We'll store that inside. I don't know that there's many more projects that we're going to be using Granite for around here. But maybe somebody else who has a project that needs it, man, I can loan it to them as well. So anyway, what I have to do now is I have to start doing some cutting. It's early enough. It's about 4 o'clock. I can get about an hour and a half's worth of work down here. It's nice because the sun has now, it's over on the opposite side of our deep driveway down inside here. We got the shade from the retaining wall over there, so it's very comfortable down here. So that's the next step. I need to do some measuring, do some cutting. We're going to do it smart this time. We're going to do it out here in the driveway. This way, everything doesn't go into the basement because it was a mess before. Now, the good thing about that is this has a lot more cuts than we're going to be cutting that we had cut on the top layer because we have to do the arms on the side. We have to do some cutouts. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with this. Oh well, I did get some stuff cut today, but I wasn't able to get the last piece. You see how the edge of this one is cut? Well, I need to do the same on this side. This is the overhang, but I can't do that because it's just too dark out here. It's only 5:45, and you see how dark it gets at this time of the year. Well, I guess that's winter time. It's kind of weird, even though wintertime we have less sunlight here, but the temperatures here are still like in the mid 80s, upper 80s or something like that every day. I don't know, I think like 20, gosh, what is it? Like maybe 28, 29 degrees, something, centigrade, something like that. Well, this is it for today. On the inside, tomorrow, I will try to get my gardener in the morning, and we'll fit the one piece that goes underneath the bottom of this section right here, or really underneath this. We'll just make sure all the cuts are good, and if that's good, then we'll take the other one and we'll dry fit it to see it fits up next to that one with a 45-degree angle. Then if that's good, the next thing is, I think we can secure it. But before I do that, I want to build a support for this corner right here. So I got to do something. I got to do a little bit of woodwork. That won't take me very long. Okay, well that's about it for today. I'm kind of bushed. Long day downtown. But it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed putting everything together. I talked with some of the folks down at Wilcon. I changed some of the electronics. Remember, did I tell you? I'm going to be putting some USB ports inside the bar as well. I don't know if I talked about that or not. Okay, well, that's it for today. I need some refreshment. I need to hydrate. I need to grab a shower and grab some dinner. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow, I'm not really sure how much we'll get done around here tomorrow because I have my Rotary obligation. I got to check all the messaging on that to see what's going on. It's all in Tagalog, so I need to have Nis kind of help me to do some translation on the Rotary communique. Well, that's it. Again, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did enjoy today's episode, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you haven't subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream Heart in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. You'll be subscribed and notified next time I upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.